Vikings, let's win the game!
Hey there, Vikings fans! Get ready to dive into the latest scoop from the Minnesota Vikings camp. Today, we've got a treasure trove of news that'll have every fan in Viking Nation celebrating. Are you amped to see a former rival become a leader on our defense? And that's just the start. Brian O'Neill has a message that the Vikings coaching staff can't afford to ignore. Time is of essence. Hold your horses because there's more. For those thinking he was out for this season, think again. A contract extension might just be one of the cleverest moves lately. And to top it all off, find out which fresh draft pick has been earning accolades from one of the NFL's most trusted voices. Ready for all these explosive details? It's suspense, strategy, and non-stop excitement coming your way. Welcome. Show your Viking support by reaching 100 thumbs up on today's video. Get ready, Vikings fans, because the news I'm about to spill will rock the foundations for every fan out there. In the corridors of mighty Minnesota, there's chatter about a move that could very well be the masterstroke for our defense. We're talking about bringing a former Packers star right into the frosty heart of the NFC North. Yes, you heard it right. After an impressive season with a 14-3 record, the Vikings, under Kevin O'Connell's helm, proved to be league powerhouses, yet faltered early in the playoffs against the Los Angeles Rams. Now the team is aiming high to bolster the secondary, especially following significant exits, including Cameron Bynum and potentially Stephon Gilmore moving on or retiring. Enter Rasul Douglas, coming off a solid season with the Buffalo Bills. Douglas could be the missing piece for our secondary, bringing not only experience but also a familiarity that'll irk our division rivals. His 2023 season was breathtaking, with 5 interceptions and a touchdown, stats any team would love to replicate. And there's more. Douglas brings a versatility that fits perfectly into defensive coordinator Brian Flores' aggressive blitz-focused scheme. Interestingly, we didn't use any of our draft picks on a defensive back, a clear sign that the Vikings were eyeing the free agent market to strengthen the team. Bringing Douglas in could be just the push we need to overcome next season's challenges. Picture this, a former Packer intercepting passes and securing victories at the US Bank Stadium. Now that would be a tale worth telling for a long time. What do you think? Ready to see how this chapter unfolds? Keep up, because the next big story is just as thrilling. And as we dive into this roller coaster of emotions, always remember that every play in NFL never ceases to amaze. Hold tight because the adrenaline isn't dropping here. Brian O'Neill, our right tackle, has a message for everyone, especially the coaching staff. It's time to hit the gas pedal and unleash all-out aggression to secure thrilling victories. O'Neill, revered for his solid performance and respect within the TCO Performance Center, spoke about the offensive strategy for the upcoming year, and he means business. While many are still debating whether to focus on running or passing, O'Neill sets his sights on a far more ambitious goal. "I want to score 35 points and win every game," he declared resolutely. For him, the method matters little. Whether it's throwing the ball 75 times or running it just as many, the goal is to ensure just one more point than the opponent by day's end. His message is crystal clear. Every lever must be pulled to maximize points and ensure not just more victories, but a consistency of winning. With the mindset of a warrior, O'Neill conveys a sense of urgency for change that could very well be the missing touch to transform solid performances into a legendary season for the Vikings. With 7 years of NFL experience and a hefty contract reflecting his worth, O'Neill doesn't just speak as a leader, he plays like one. He knows what it means to face each game as if it's a battle, and his vision for an explosive, relentless offense could be just the catalyst Kevin O'Connell needs to tweak and refine our offensive strategies. Now, I ask you fans, are we ready to follow this gear shift and see our team achieve historical milestones with O'Neill leading the way? The next topic involves urgency. What comes next is about keeping a player on the 2025 roster. Let's dive into strategies that happen off the field but have monumental impact on it. I'm talking about contracts, more precisely, a contract extension that could very well be a masterstroke for the Vikings. The man of the hour? Ivan Pace Jr., our explosive linebacker who might just be locking down his spot on the team for a few more good years. Since arriving at the Vikings as an undrafted free agent in 2023, Pace Jr. has done nothing but impress. With 174 total tackles, 5.5 sacks, and 2 interceptions in just 28 games, he's proven he not only belongs in the NFL but could be a cornerstone of our defense. And now, before you know it, his initial contract is winding down, with high expectations for a renewal that recognizes his value and contribution. The question isn't if, but when and how much. Internal discussions suggest Pace Jr. might be looking at a contract worth $10 to $12 million per season. For a linebacker with hybrid talents like his, this value not only reflects the team's confidence in his abilities, but also an investment in a solid, adaptable defense. The Vikings have a history of taking care of their players, ensuring that rising talents like Pace Jr. are rewarded before the market can inflate their price. Anticipating this extension not only solidifies the defense for the coming seasons, but also sends a clear signal to the rest of the team that performance and dedication are valued. Looking beyond the numbers, Pace Jr.'s presence on the field brings a contagious energy that might be hard to quantify, but is easy to feel. His ability to elevate the play of those around him and his influence in both run plays and pass rush make him an ideal candidate for this extension. For those who might claim it's too early to talk about Pace Jr. As second contract, take a look at Adolfo Mensa's history with Christian Darrisaw's and more recently with Van Ginkel. Minnesota finalized Darrisaw's contract a full year early, saving itself a fortune along the way, and Van Ginkel's contract wasn't set to expire until after the 2025 season. But as a token of respect, the Vikings took care of him in April, before the end of his deal. Locking Pace Jr. in for the long haul as early as now wouldn't be out of the ordinary. Not one bit. And as we gear up for the future with Pace Jr., stay tuned for the next topic because I'm sure every Vikings fan will want to hear this. The big revelation of the day comes directly from the NFL draft, where every pick is scrutinized by experts. Pro Football Focus shared its favorite pick for the Minnesota Vikings in this draft, and it might surprise some of you. Meet Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins, chosen in the 5th round, a gem that might not have caught everyone's attention initially, but according to PFF, it's a bet worth making. This young defender, a former Georgia Bulldog, sports an athletic profile that impressed many during the combine, resulting in a brutal RAS score of 9.58 for someone in his position. PFF described Ingram-Dawkins as a good bet, thanks to his ability to play multiple positions on the defensive line, from 3 technique to 5 technique. And who better to extract the best of his skills than Brian Flores, our defensive coordinator, known for his ability to adapt players to dynamic schemes? Ingram-Dawkins' adaptability and athletic strength provide a solid foundation for developing a player who can significantly grow with the right training and guidance. While his size of 6 feet, 5 inches, and 276 pounds might seem modest for a constant role on the inside line, his skill set and explosiveness suggest he can exceed those expectations. Choosing Ingram-Dawkins reaffirms the Vikings' vision of not just focusing on immediate needs, but also laying the groundwork for the future. With older players on the defensive line, it's vital to think ahead and start nurturing talents that can eventually take on leadership roles. This draft pick is a clear indication that we are thinking big and planning to ensure that the Vikings' defense remains feared for many years to come. These exclusive and transformative insights about new and old players undoubtedly lit up your Vikings fan spirit. Every move, every decision is not just about individual performance, but about building a team that withstands the test of time and brings the much-coveted Super Bowl to Minnesota. As we follow each edition, each strategic adjustment, we're witnessing the makings of a season that promises to be not just competitive, but historic. Which of these emerging stars will prove to be the true game changer for the Vikings? And what other moves does the team need to make? Don't forget to share this video, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel to receive all the latest news about the Minnesota Vikings. Stay tuned. SKOL Vikings, let's go!